this series is surprisingly good. I am really enjoying this series. I mean, really, this is a prime example why you should never judge an anime by its animation or CGI. This is the main prime example, because this anime has exceeded my expectations. Honestly, I didn't think it'd be this good. It actually has me entertained, and it makes me question, is Kingdom, the manga Kingdom, is it this good, or is it better? Because I'm really liking Nobunaga Concerto, because I'm enjoying the historical elements of it, I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the, atmosphere it gives off, the vibes it gives me, and I love getting to see, the way the mood and gloom of the entire war is betrayed in this episode. For instance, when you see those crows just going over the bodies and the different flags of Imagawa, I'm like, oh my god, it looked really freaking good. I only have two big disappointments with this episode. Pretty much my first disappointment is that they skipped the entire war with Imagawa, and they also skipped the entire samurai fight between the spy and the person that was working underneath the other army. And so, I'm kind of upset about that. I'm kind of upset they skipped that fight. I don't know if it was because of budget concerns, or they just didn't want to do it. I don't know. But I really wanted to see that. But I did love the atmosphere of that fight, that the after fight, the way it looked. When you saw, there's just the crows, the gloom, the smoke, you saw the bodies. I was like, oh my god, that looks so good. It really does. I mean, it's not the best CGI I've ever seen, but like I said, the vibes and atmosphere that scene gave off just is like, holy shit, it took a dark turn. I mean, this series really took a dark turn with that. Now, there's a lot of different things that pop up in this episode that make me question different events going down. As we know, our Nobunaga is from the future. Technically, he's not really our Oda. Now, the thing is that in this episode, he does events. For instance, he takes events in his own hands, and he actually reenacts a major battle in history in Japan in the Warring States era. So here's the big thing, okay? Now, is Oda Nobunaga, the one that's from the future currently, okay? Is he rewriting history? Or is he actually being the one to do the history? For instance, I mean, is he already predestined to die at the end of this entire events of what's going down? I mean, is he destined to die at the end of this series? Or is something else going to happen? Is the timeline going to shift? See, I have not personally read up any history on Nobunaga. I haven't. I have never really read the entire full story. I don't know what happens in between it. I really don't. And honestly, I'm curious if they're following the events of the real historical timeline of this, because, I mean, it's been really entertaining so far, and it makes me really want to read the historical textbook to Oda Nobunaga. Now, honestly, the episode overall, it wasn't as under budget as compared to the previous episodes. For instance, you saw a lot of jittery frames, but in this episode, it seemed a lot better. It wasn't the best, but it was a lot better than it has been, and I was able to say, man, this is fucking good. And I personally believe that this series is going to get better and better, because that ending song makes me believe that this series is going to get downright fucking epic. I mean, have you seen that ending song? That ending song looks so freaking good. Hopefully we get to see some large-scale battles, and we get to see Oda fighting everybody with freaking samurai swords. That would be just so badass. It really would. Personally, though, I do recommend this series to other people, but I could see how a lot of people would probably complain about this series. For instance, they would either think they don't like the Oda craze that's been this entire year of anime. For instance, I think we've had about 6 or 7 Oda Nobunaga anime in this past year or so. And so that's pretty ridiculous if you think about it, and I can understand why someone would be turned off from watching this. At the exact same time, I can see why people would instantly turn off from this series from the first episode because of the animation and art style. But if you can look past that, you might be able to find a good story, and that hopefully people will realize that. That's the same complaint I had with Ping Pong. I mean, Ping Pong was so fucking good, but people blamed it for the art. The art right on the first episode, everybody's just blaming it for the art style, and they thought it was just so ugly, and they wanted to drop the series, and they didn't look at the actual character development and the story. So hopefully people will look past that, and they will look at this anime for what it really is. So anyways, everybody, tell me your thoughts about this episode. What was your favorite moments, and honestly, how do you feel about this series? I mean, did you think it would be this good, or do you think it's kind of okay, it's just average, you're just watching it to watch it? Do you feel like this series is like, man, you're probably gonna drop it? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm curious exactly what you all think about this series. Anyways, everybody, love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe, and Chibi out.